I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Shit, I'm out.
Even get started with anything we're doing today. Shout out DJ Tama Sama, our newest subscriber. Welcome to the Geek No Bullshit family. We got you, bro. We got apparel coming soon, so stick around for that. Pretty awesome. We're having a pretty good day.
All right, so episode 5.
Finally going live. This will be 6.
No.
This will be 6, right?
This is 5.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I can't count.
No, you can't.
Oh my God.
This is why you use a computer all day.
Where's grade school?
But yeah, man, episode 5. Here we go.
All right, so today we're gonna go over our week in anime.
Well, first, how about we hit those 2 news, and then we'll go into our weekly animes.
Cool.
Sounds
2
good.
news. News number 1, that guess who's getting a live action adaptation next? Gintama.
No shit.
Gintama is getting a live action anime coming to Netflix on May the 22nd.
Really?
Now,
That'll be interesting.
but that leads us to a question. Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
You know, I've actually never watched Gintama. It's been on my list for a long time, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And I know it's long.
Right, it's
I know
long as shit.
I mean, I've heard it's really good. You know, it's just a satire of basically all shonen, right?
Correct.
So it's like, I've heard great things about it. I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. But you know, honestly, I just don't know how I feel about live action adaptations in general.
So,
Like,
I've only seen one good one,
Which one was that?
and that was the Full Metal Alchemist one.
Was that one good?
That one was
I
good.
actually did not like that one.
What?
I didn't like it.
I thought it was solid.
No, I like the whole Gantz one that Netflix has on. The way better. Way better.
I
than-
did take a look at it. I see why you like it.
Yeah.
I see why you like it. I took a
Well,
look at it.
we're not even gonna mention the Attack on Titan live action,
No.
or
That didn't exist. What are you talking about?
Woo!
or you know,
The Death Note one.
which one?
The Netflix one.
That's not Death Note. That's not Death Note.
The only part of that one that I liked was the actor who played Ryu.
Dude, it's Willem Dafoe.
I mean, come on. You have to love it.
Literally, that is what everybody was begging, and they're like, please let Willem Dafoe play Ryuk. And everybody's like, alright, we'll give you it.
So
I
that
just couldn't write
but-
for shit.
Nah. Okay. So not to mention Tokyo Ghoul got a live action one,
Yeah, saw that
and
too.
that one was terrible.
Was it that bad?
It was terrible for me. It was cringeworthy.
When did that one even come out?
The acting was terrible. Like, I don't know if it's like I'm not used to the way Japanese act, but I think they got two emotions confused. During the series, Kaneki, thank you. Kaneki was confused most of the time. He didn't understand what was going on. And I think they confused with scared.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So they made him seem just kind of like...
he's just like scary. It was like watching Scooby-Doo in a live action form. Ooh, Shiggy. No, like, no. You know, he was confused, and that was like a mirror for us to figure out what was going on too. And that's part of the original series' charm. Except for this one. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but let's go.
So what about that news number 2? There were 2 pieces of news. that
Yeah, there
we
was a
talked
second piece of news. I forgot what it was.
about. Switch.
Switch. Guilty Gear XR. Not XR Revelator. Guilty Gear, the original Aviant Core 1, is getting a port to Nintendo Switch.
Oh, sick.
That is sick. I love Soul Bad Guy. First off, his name, Soul Bad Guy. Done. Done. Not to mention Dizzy. And I like Dizzy just because I like Dizzy. That's a wrap on that.
Alright, now for our week in anime.
Alright, our week in anime comes down to, let's just go down the list of something that we're watching here, okay? So, I've done you a disservice, ladies and gentlemen, for not mentioning my first one. But it recently won an award, and I liked it, and I just wasn't confident enough to say this is a good anime. But after the third or second episode aired, and it was really, really good as well, I'm like, yeah, I did you guys a disservice. Golden Kimoi.
Kamui.
Look, that's what your job is. You're corrective. That's what your job is.
Linguist.
Look, that's what his job is.
Actor. Thespian.
So,
Golden Kamui.
Golden Kamui is excellent.
This is amazing. So, the last episode, one of the greatest parts, and me and Howling talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Just loved it. There is a part that both these guys, one guy he's chasing, one guy he's running after, they fall into a ice cold river, and they're freezing their butts off.
Correct.
Okay.
And a blizzard just rolled in, so it's snowing heavy and everything. And there's no wood, no dry wood nearby or anything.
No.
The guy lost his gun and all of his bullets in the river. And he goes into the river and starts fishing for the bullet. And he's got the whole chattering teeth going on. And he's trying to get the guy he was chasing to come help him in the river. And so the guy on the side of the bank of the river is like, I will help you if you don't kill me.
Correct.
And he's like, okay, come help me find this bullet that's in the river. And then the guy pulls a bullet out of his mouth and says, I was holding on to this. And they use that to start a fire. And it's just the hilarious thing ever.
That's brilliant.
It's very brilliant. And and throughout this episode, there's shining pieces of brilliance. And it's coming into its own. You're seeing a real big contrast between the two characters. You're now starting to see the difference in the way they do things. And it's amazing, the chemistry that they have the two characters have on screen. That chemistry is amazing.
And again, like this is, so we went into like the first convict that he found, he cut the skin off.
Well, yeah, he had to. He was already
Second
dead.
convict that he found, the girl wouldn't allow him to cut the skin off. So she was drawing it herself. So that's there's some development.
Okay, so there's ways to get around.
Yeah.
Right. She there's a way of getting around it, and she's trying to force him to get around it and not kill somebody.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm like, oh man, that's so good. So that's going on to our next one. My Hero Academia Season 3. I enjoyed it. Now that I'm caught up. Now that I'm caught up, their theme song for Season 3, much better.
Okay.
Much better. No, I'm gonna talk about it. Because the first two sucked.
I'm not gonna.
And it was really hard to get into the episode because the episode was really live and All Might came down and punched the shit out of somebody.
Bro.
And it was dope.
Bro, there's so many shows that have bad openings though. Like that's why you can see how long the
Bruh,
episode
you-
is. You have a scrubbing bar. You can
Bruh.
go like
Bruh.
you're like okay, and fast forward 30 seconds, and we're good.
Audience, he scrolled down in his seat so far.
Like my head is where my ass should be in the chair right now. Oh God.
Yeah.
So what was the last episode that you saw?
The last one I saw, they were doing the cork training.
Okay.
They were doing the cork training, and this was the League of Villains showed up.
Okay. So I thought that was really, really interesting. I liked how they took out some of the supervisors right away. Just demolished them. Just like, no, you're not going to be in this fight. And you could see a lot of the same characters still being scared. But you got to see a lot more of strong villains before. Because originally, the first time the villains actually attacked, there was Nomu and the Warp guy, and who's the guy with the...
I don't even remember their name.
I don't-
You don't remember the names?
Like his name is long though.
I know Nomu just because he was so badass with the
Yeah.
whole absorption technique and almost could take on
All Might.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That was really cool. I really hope to see, because this whole camp was to be about expanding their quirks. So I'm hoping that they actually expand it through this, and then they get out of the training camp, because now the training camp is no longer useful. And then teachers finally come to the realization that these guys are going to train or progress much more quickly the more they fight in general. And the training that they give them. I mean, between the time that the camp is done now or has started until this point, there hasn't been really any great development, and I think it's going to show greater development during this fight. And the teachers are going to kind of realize that, and I think the writers are going to take them out of the training camp and just continue along with the story.
Well,
And I hope they do that, because there's only so much you can train. I mean, we don't need another Goku training for like 12 episodes.
Well, I didn't mind the training, and I didn't mind the training for a different reason. I didn't mind the training because it's actually not like more of a montage. Mm-hmm. For them, it's more of they're using the training to develop character, relationships, and it seems to be good. So, like the relationship between, the big guy dressed like a cat.
Okay.
I missed his name.
That's fine.
I missed his name.
I don't remember his name either.
And
maybe next time we'll have tablets up with
right,
everything.
and our protagonist.
Yeah.
Those two, that relationship is becoming stronger because he's now understanding that it's not that he's done, that All Might is done, his teachers are done. He's starting to take his quirk into his own hands.
You know, so we know that Deku can use his quirk at 5%. I'm wondering after this fight what his percentages are going to be. And I'm really, because they now put this in a percentage, I'm really curious of what his progression is going to be at 5, 25, 50. See how much more of his ability develops over time.
Yeah, and it's always
Because
really
now it gives us a gauge, which is very unusual for superhero movies, and
That's
especially
true.
development.
Oh no, and
We have an actual gauge now.
I'll agree with you, but that's not at all unusual for anime. The problem with it is you'll stem from something like DBZ, and I don't think that this is going to be similar to that, because whenever you had power levels in DBZ, that didn't last. No,
That lasted for like half an hour.
and see, it wasn't, and those weren't even like accurate or supposed to be representative of anything. They were just generic, and it was just right. But this, I hope, doesn't have like the same scale.
The ballooning effect.
Yeah, the power creep. Yeah.
Well, either way, I'm just really excited to see the villains finally get down. I have no idea what that guy with the blue flame is, but I want to see more of him.
Oh man, that's gonna be
He
great.
seems so, like, unlike the other villains that's around him, he's a lot more menacing. He looks a lot more menacing. It reminds me of that guy with the hands on his face, just
Oh, that's great.
better.
Yeah.
He just seems better to me. He doesn't seem like he's so shelled up. He just seems better.
Yeah.
So let's
Next one.
Yep.
Moving forward. This one I'm watching. It's Full Metal Panic: Invisible Victory.
So I saw that on my list. I just haven't gotten around to start looking at it. So tell us about the most recent episode.
Okay, so the most recent episode they're running from this. This is gonna be abstract because I have no idea. I don't remember these people's names. Excuse me, I don't remember their names. You
We
can't
watched too many anime.
to remember like this name. So the silver
We'll get
hair,
better though.
the silver-haired girl's brother is wreaking havoc on their entire system and everything. They can't communicate with each other. They're surrounded. The whole building's about to go down. And it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing how far they've come from the original Full Metal Panic to how good Invisible Victory is. It has actually captured me when the mech came down to actually help. It was interesting. It had its own AI, so it had its own personality kind of. And also you could feel the tension more in this show than you could in the first Full Metal Panic. Because in this one, it's more of okay, everyone's going to die if somebody makes a mistake here. So it seems like there's so much more at stake, and it makes the show interesting. So if you haven't caught up on that one, that's one I suggest you catch up on.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. So, next on my list is Sword Art Online, Gun Gale Online, Gun Alternative.
So, even though this does not have the original main character, I have actually been thoroughly enjoying it. It's been a surprise.
I have not.
You haven't?
I have not. I've been watching it just because I know this is one you like. And I'm going to spite you.
You're gonna spite me.
I'm going to spite you.
That's okay. That's what you're here for.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you're here for.
Exactly. So tell me, did you enjoy? Now this is the episode we're on. So did you enjoy her interaction with the gun craze gun nut girl?
Well, okay, so gun crazy girl. Are
Blue.
you talking about the one who wanted to be in the tournament but couldn't?
Correct.
So,
Which pissed me off. That pissed me off too, by the way.
I mean,
But it pissed me off on a personal level, on a personal person-to-person level. If you harass me to be somewhere, you better damn well be there if I show up.
you know what? So, well, no. I have a theory about that.
That's rude.
You know how-
That's rude. That's
You know how?
You of all people being concerned about something being rude is what's funny.
No, but that's like a level of rude I can't get to.
I know.
That's
So you know
rude.
how that
They're not rude to you?
Yes. Calm down. You know how the pink-haired girl or her avatar loves this voice actress.
Correct.
Okay. I wonder if that's who's also in the game, and she lied about going to a wedding because she actually has a concert that day.
Yeah, that doesn't.
And then
interest-
okay,
that
so
doesn't interest
whenever
me that
she
much.
met the big guy who she's teaming up with, I'm just like, dude, that's like a mouse meeting howling for the first time and saying, let's team up. And be like, hey, let's be kickboxing partners.
Oh god.
I mean, seeing a little tiny mouse team up with a giant like that, who's just like, yeah, let's get it on. I'm just like, I couldn't picture anything else.
Yeah, but he's more like a mentor to her.
Yeah.
He's very more mentory to her, even though he's very quiet.
Oh man, so one of the greatest parts about that last episode,
Go ahead.
I loved how he got into depth and talked about like 29 different ways to kill someone with a knife. And you just see this little girl slowly come from this smiling face to like this most dreadful thing, be like,
Horror.
who is this guy teaming up with?
First off,
how does he
that's-
know all these knife moves?
But that's been her experience since she joined the game.
But it's great. I
Even
love
the-
it every time.
Even the
I'm sorry, but I love scaring the crap out of
when she went through the tutorial with the stupid android with the tutorial,
Yeah, with the robot.
thing,
Yeah.
with the robot, that scared her.
Yeah.
Like, everything scares you, so go sit down. And then on top of that, you're tall in real life. Why are you scared? You're tall in real life.
She doesn't want to be tall. As they explain, they actually explain it. That's a point for you, right? They
That's a point.
explain something.
That's a point.
They explain that she's tall in the Japanese society, and that makes her feel very isolated. So she doesn't have a really close circle of friends. Cause
That wouldn't make me feel isolated. I just crushed them bitches.
So okay, let's go on to the next one then.
Moving next to Megalobox.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
here we go.
Megalobox is amazing. This week's episode gives you character development. It gives you character development in a nutshell. Very much. It gives you character development. It gives you a good sense of who
So much.
of who Joe is and what he represents. Even putting himself in danger to fight somebody without a megalo. That resonated with me so hard.
Bro, the world building in this episode too was so good.
Oh yeah.
Like, I could not get enough of it. And like, seeing the way that we actually, like, this was the first one where we had like a good fighting animation that we could see for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Like the fight in the second episode with Yuri, you got a little taste of it, but this one was more like in your face.
But with the down punch that he came up with, the down I wanted to see the type of animation that they did in this episode with that down punch.
Yeah.
But here you got to see it. The stop, the move, they slowed it down, pulled the scene back. Oh,
It's that slow fighting style scene.
You
Very
can-
methodical. It was great because it showed his skill without augmentation.
Correct.
It showed him his actual
Yeah,
skills of boxing.
because like he dodged that jab and then came in with a hook, or not a hook, an uppercut. It was so
Oh,
pretty to see.
It's so pretty. Oh, it was so pretty.
And that's especially whenever he just like he drove the motorcycle through the damn
The
building.
window.
That was great. He's like, sit down, sucker.
Fuck your couch.
Fuck your
great.
fuck your building. Like fuck your architecture. Yo,
It was great.
so great. I can't wait for the next episode of that.
Oh gosh.
Next, I think I'm watching this one alone. Tokyo Ghoul Re.
No, I'm still watching that one.
Are you?
I caught up.
All right. So I don't like character regression.
Same.
I don't like when you make a scene.
When you backtrack.
No, they didn't backtrack. It's like they made a scene and on purpose called no attention to it after that. Drives me nuts. Nothing else in the world drives me crazier. So the dude with the teeth, I call him that because I refuse to learn his real name. It's not that I don't want to learn his real name. I refuse. The guy with the teeth gets promoted to the head of the team.
Yeah.
Where was that in this episode? Because he was still following people. He wasn't leading nobody.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't leading nobody.
Although arguably, the uptight little shithead who was the captain before him wasn't exactly leading anybody either.
Yeah, but the point was you made him leader. Why isn't he leading anything? You stopped the show, you stopped the progression, you stopped the action to make me pay attention to this.
One thing that I did like was that we finally got to see Toka again.
Okay.
Like, I actually appreciated that, but at the same time, I'm like, wait. Like, see, here's the problem with this. Is Route A
Okay.
was entirely an anime by itself. Like, there was
Right.
there was no basis for that from the manga.
So it was a standalone story.
Standalone.
Correct.
And now this time with Ri, it's like they're going back to the manga, and it's like, so the coffee shop is still there. The
Yep.
CCG doesn't know that you guys are ghoul. Like I'm confused. I'm like, wait. At the end of the last season, this whole damn block was destroyed.
So is
like
it-
nothing was here from that fight with the owl, and like
So
it
what
was
it
a
feels-
huge city like war.
So what it feels like is this is the events before Route A.
I don't think so.
But that's what it feels like.
I mean, it feels like, to me, it just feels like a retcon. It just
That
feels,
makes more
it
sense.
just feels like they're redefining the canon. They're like, you can read the manga and try and figure out where we stop and what's real. Like, it should be called Tokyo Ghoul Read the manga.
All right, moving on to Black Clover.
Hell yeah.
Black Clover, we've had a discussion about. Now, Black Clover has gotten into the point where they are starting to do some comedy. They put the arc behind us. They put the arc where the city, I'd like to call it the undead arc, because the guy attacked him with the army of the undead. I want to call it the undead arc or something like that. So they put that arc behind them, and now they're kind of relaxing. And it seems like they're just trying to get things ready for the next arc coming. Now, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter, Facebook, have a problem with this. I don't. I thought it was fucking hilarious. You sent Asta and Lucky to a mixer. A dude that likes to fight and a peasant that has no idea what it is to a mixer. That's comedy gold.
Yeah.
Comedy gold. And then add on top of that, you have the girl stalking him. Noelle stalking Asta.
Well, that's classic anime 101.
So yeah, it's classic. It's classic. And then she eavesdrops on a conversation that has nothing and hears only parts of it.
Yeah.
And it creates the classic, oh my God, she only heard half the line. He's not talking about her. He's talking about the sister back at his church.
Yeah.
So it's classic. Anime's gotta have that feel good at some point. It's just, you can't just keep going with action. Some animes can do it, some animes can do it well. But it's a shonen. You have to remember what type of anime you're watching. It's a shonen, and shonens take breaks. And that's just my 2 cents. But the episode to me, excellent. All right, moving on. I don't, anybody else got any?
No, I'm out. I'm only following 2 right now.
Only other one that I'm really following is Grand Crest Senkai.
Oh, you
are
still?
following Grand Crest.
I am following it.
Okay.
I am still following it. I still find it very enjoyable. The character development is really good. I like how in a lot of the ways people expect things to go a certain way, and the main character, let me look up his name because I have the actual listing up. Theo Coronero is actually throwing curveballs in everyone's face, being like stepping up where the whole show is setting up for his mage to talk the entire time. Silka?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. Excuse me.
We will get better with names. We will get better with names.
We
We will.
wouldn't make any promises.
I'm gonna try.
But I do find it very good. I mean, they're throwing curveballs with the main character, which is progressing the story and showing like him slowly becoming more and more of a leader in the whole arc itself. I'm still finding a lot of. I like the whole. They have different kind of classes between the artists and everything going on. It's kind of funny because the last episode that I watched, they capture the witch, and she's literally just going like insane, laughing on the freaking floor, and she's talking, "You will never get anything out of me" type situation.
Right.
And it's like the whole crazy Blair Witch type thing, like arcing.
I think that
back arching.
I've always thought that was kind of cool.
It
as
is.
a military person, you know what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, it's just whenever he said Blair Witch, it gave me a bad taste in my mouth.
Of course, because Blair Witch will remind you of hardcore Hitman. It's just not good. It's just too goddamn close. That's all I'm saying.
Come on, what else can you do?
Other than being too goddamn close, a lot.
But no, I'm still following it. I'm still curious on how they're going to continue the series, so I will report more next week on that.
Are you following Beatless still?
Not as whenever I get the time.
All right. Well, I am following. My next one is Darling in the Franxx.
Oh yes, I am following that.
Okay, good. I'm still following it.
Good
Again, no. It's from 12 on. From 12 on, it's gotten better. You've cleaned up your shit. My hope for you was that from 12 on, you clean up the character development and the knowledge of characters, give them a little bit more of their backstory, and make reasons that they don't like each other something that wasn't fly by night. It was something serious and more in depth. And they've done that. Even in their current episodes, they're doing that. There are more serious implications going on, and each of the characters are getting their just due and just desserts for their development.
Man, there is in this last episode, I guess whenever it crashed into their plantation.
Again,
So one of the biggest character developments is his childhood crush, who liked him, has finally relented. She has officially given up and said, "Okay, you and the demon belong together, or you and the fox or."
and number two, they explained that she was a childhood crush.
Yeah.
That was another big thing for me. Once they explained that she was a childhood crush, that made some of the scenes in earlier episodes make sense. Because it didn't make sense without knowing that information. And once they added that information there, it was like, okay, now it makes sense that you're a bitch. Okay, I get it.
Wait, so did he like her or did she like him?
I think she liked him.
She liked him,
And he
then
didn't
he
notice.
liked
You know, the Cooper scenario.
The demon chick, who. That's one thing they haven't explained, how she changed from full blood, full red skin type to only had just now having horns. So they have to explain that still within the first.
Well, they kind of haven't, and I don't think they will. That's because from what I'm getting for their story styling, that's something they're probably gonna make up in their next set.
They could be just leaving it up to her herself telling the story, and
Right.
rather than them telling some sort of back narrative, because her goal since the day that she met the main character to now has always to become more human because she wanted to be with him.
Correct.
Because their bloods were different. They're like, hey, our bloods are different. I want to be more human because I want to be with you.
Right. So, I mean, I guess you're right. They could leave that up to her to say.
Right. And
But-
she can slowly divulge that over time.
Right. All right. So my next one is Butler X Battler, and that's the last thing I'm following right now. Butler X Battler is. I got into this one because of the theme song. Let's get right. Theme song was good. It's not doing anything to wow me. It's not doing anything to wow me. But I don't think this show is made for me. You know, you see what I'm saying?
You're not the audience. You're not the target.
I'm not the
audience.
target. I'm not the target. Your theme song targeted me, but I don't think this is my audience because this episode consisted of these really, really pretty males, pretty males serving coffee. I shit you not. Someone spread a rumor, and I don't know how this is a rumor. You can explain this to me. So, a dude spread a rumor that one of the guys at the coffee shop was touching females.
Okay.
I don't think it was I think it was inappropriately. I don't know, but that was never explained. So all the pretty guys from the same school went to the coffee shop to investigate, and ended up working. I shit you not. They ended up getting dressed up and working. And serving the girls their coffee to put them at ease. The student council did this.
Japanese high school anime.
Correct.
Bro, like.
I don't think I'm the target audience.
Is this the festival?
But I haven't gotten to.
Is it like...
Is this the festival
half to
episode?
75 or... Yeah, probably at least half of like anime in general has to deal with school life in some sort of way.
Now,
It's gotta be shit, because after that,
Again.
apparently you just peak and you.
Yeah, there's just like, I'm just
downhill
gonna
from-
work for the rest of my life
Yeah,
type
downhill.
situation.
yeah, that's pretty much.
And then I'm gonna
life.
die, and then my kids are gonna now have backstory because now I'm dead.
They will become the anime protagonists.
But yeah, this show gave me one scene where I was like, okay, this might be for me. But I'm waiting around to get back to that scene where the main protagonist Jay confronts Hiyotaki. Now I don't know why I remember these two names. I don't know why. This is the best I've done since the episode started. But these two were like, you're a butler, like me. And I'm like, what the fuck has butlers gotta do? What the fuck has butlers gotta do with anything? And then he powered up, turned blue and attacked him. Bow! And he blocked it. He blocked it with some green aura or something like that. I'm like, okay, this might be interesting. Let me sit down. I haven't seen nothing like that yet. I haven't seen none of it yet. I'm basically waiting around to see these two fight.
You wait
And
for the
if-
big throwdown.
And if this is what butlers do, if you get powers being a butler, somebody get me some coffee. I will serve that shit right now. and that's our week in anime.
Yeah, that is our time for today. But
back
we
next
will be next. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
We'll be back next week.
Now, note, also next week is Kamehacon, which I will be attending.
I will be attending as well, but on a 2-day instead of a VIP.
I'm sure to schedule.
And I will not be attending.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be in a.
No,
You're gonna be out.
No, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be with my girlfriend. But yeah, it's a little too far of a drive to make for just that 2-day time frame.
What, the Irvin?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, how far is Irving from here?
We'll see.
It's like 4 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
We'll see.
We can ride together and sing soul tunes and,
Sing soul tunes.
and sing show tunes.
We'll see.
We can sing anime songs all the way there.
Alright,
we can do it. We can do it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna be like,
Y'all get all hyped
Katomi ita soda. Yeah.
up. Should we get you pom pom too?
No, I don't
That
have.
whole you went like this. I'm just like pom pom pose.
All right.
All right. Oh,
We will
man.
catch
But
you
we will
guys.
catch you guys later. If you haven't, like or subscribe to our channel. And you can talk to us in the comments. Tell us what you think about this week in anime. And are you looking forward to next week? This is XX Howling signing out.
This is Cobalt signing out.
This is Emicule signing out.
Beep.